let us go to your stock pick. I was going to talk about Northam Platinum because also Standard Bank let go of some of its shares in Northam Platinum. Of course, we know the difficulties that the PGM sector has gone through. But I was just wondering also, this time when a lot of people would maybe be going into PGMs?
Difficult one to read into. Like I said, with 91 is another example, right? They've obviously got their own internal views on where they want to be positioned and how they want to be positioned. It could be that there's a slight change in their view on the world. Commodities themselves are naturally very volatile. So a difficult one, I think, to read too much into. Standard Bank will have their reasons for doing so.
Well, something that is not too difficult for you, your stock pick for today.
Certainly. So I wanted to talk about Visa today. It's obviously a company that almost everyone will be familiar with. The reason I like Visa is often, we'll talk about growth stocks and exciting new companies, right? And I think a company like Visa, a mature and established and really large company, can form a nice sort of counterbalance in a portfolio that has some more growth-oriented stocks. Especially when we look at, you've got a country like the US, right? A massive portion of their GDP comes from consumer consumption, right? And we like a company that provides the rails and is an integral part of that consumption. The values we're talking about are obviously massive. Yes, there are risks to a company like Visa or a MasterCard, right? One of the big risks would be cryptocurrency. Does sort of the nature of day-to-day payments change? I think it is a longer-term risk that I'm sure they're looking at. But, if we look at the short term, these companies have massive scale, and I think in terms of barriers to entry, it's very difficult, or it's not so easy to change the way that people behave and the way that these financial institutions interact. So I think they have quite a big barrier to entry versus, say, cryptocurrencies becoming a medium of exchange. But a very exciting company. They're probably unlikely to produce a 40% return in a year, but generally quite stable. We know that there's going to be cash flows there. We know that people are going to be transacting using their cards. And a company that we really like.
All right. Well, let us swipe out of here. Thank you so much for your time. That was Jordan Toy from Legacy Family Wealth.